My dearest Rama, if you ever read these words, know they were written by a ghost. The man who was your father, the king who dreamed of placing the crown upon your head as the culmination of his life's dharma, died tonight. He died not on a battlefield with honor, but here, on the cold marble floor of a private chamber, slain by the voice of the woman he once loved. I write this now in the suffocating silence that follows a storm, a hollow man waiting for his body to acknowledge that the soul has already fled. Just hours ago, the world was a symphony of joy. The city was a bride, adorned for your coronation. I felt the pride of 1,000 Ikshwaku ancestors flowing through my veins, and then I came to her, to Kaikeyi. I went to share my happiness, believing her heart would reflect my own. But the face I saw was not hers. It was a mask of cold resolve. Her voice, once my comfort, became a burning poison. I thought I must be dreaming or in the grip of some madness, for the words she spoke were an inversion of all that is good and right. She has asked for a price I cannot pay, yet must. She unearthed an old promise, a boon I gave her on a dusty battlefield under a different sun, a reward for saving my life. I thought it a debt of honor. She held it as a weapon in waiting. Tonight, she unsheathed it. Her demand, my son, is your life as you know it. Not your death, she is crueler than that, but a living death. 14 years in the desolate thorny wilderness, stripped of the crown that is yours by every right of virtue, birth, and love. How can I write these words? How will my tongue ever shape them to speak aloud? To look upon your face, that perfect moon which brings youth back to my weary spirit, and tell you to vanish into darkness? It is a cruelty my heart cannot conceive, and yet my mouth will be forced to perform it. I will have to watch the light in your eyes dim, watch your serene expression flicker with the pain authored by my own lips. Forgive me. No, do not. There is no forgiveness for this sin. I have failed you. I have failed your noble mother Kausalya, who has served me her entire life with the devotion of a goddess and will now be repaid with the desolation of an empty home. I have failed the gods who blessed me with a son who is the very embodiment of dharma. I am trapped, Rama. My own honor, the principle I have lived by, has become my executioner. I am bound by the chains of my own word. A king's promise, they say, is as immutable as the course of the sun. What folly! My promise has become a black magic, a curse that forces me to sacrifice the sun itself. I have spent these dark hours pleading, reasoning, falling at her feet. I held up the mirror of your perfect character, reminding her how you have served her with more devotion than even her own son. But it was like reasoning with a stone. Her heart is poisoned by an envy so deep she would rather die than see Kausalya honored as the queen mother. She is not fighting for Bharata. She is fighting to destroy our happiness. I see it now with the terrible clarity of the damned. I took a venomous serpent into my home, mistook it for a princess, and in my deluded love I allowed its fangs to grow. They will tell you tomorrow that it is your father's command. As a king, I will have to say it. As your father, it will tear me apart. Obey it, my son, for you are truth itself. You do not know how to question or defy, and that perfect virtue is the final tragic turn of the screw in this monstrous design. But know this secret truth, which I can only write in shame. This is not the command of a king upholding his duty. It is the last, agonized cry of a weak and broken man who loved you more than his own life, and yet, somehow, is about to prove himself a catastrophic liar to the world and to his own heart. When you are gone, the sun will have left my sky. The life force, my prana, is bound to the sight of you. Without you, this body is merely a vessel of grief, and it will not hold for long. Do not grieve for me. My death will be a mercy. Grieve for this kingdom, for this noble lineage, now stained by my weakness. Your father, who has destroyed you. Dasharatha.